listeners.
Okay, let's get Laura on with the Pet Center. We're going to lighten things up.
Okay, we'll lighten it up.
Slane is
I'm going to go get a donut.
Can you guys hug or something, please? Frosty's in the corner right now. Frosty's crying. He's rocking back and forth.
Get him a juice box.
Hey, Laura, we had a controversial guest on here right before you.
Great timing.
Hey, you know what, Laura? I took my Cocker Spaniels to get groomed yesterday.
How was that?
Yeah, it was, and so tell us about your book. I mean, tell us about what is the Pet Sitter all about?
She sits on pets.
Sure. The Pet Sitter's Tale is a collection of stories of my Hollywood sort of experiences taking care of people's pets and becoming part of their furry families.
So who did you who are some famous people that you sat with their pets?
I say probably the biggest person you probably all heard of is Dr. Dre. I took care of his dog for over 10 years.
What kind of dog did Dr. Dre have?
He had a couple dogs. So he did have the traditional, what you would imagine, big sort of security dog, and that was his dog. But then he had a little white French poodle named Ginger, and she was the main dog that I would go and visit with for a couple hours every day and take her to the groomer and take her to the veterinarian and make sure that she was all beautiful for him and his family when they came home from wherever they were out and about at.
Not what you picture with Dr. Dre, is it?
No, Not really gangster, is it?
Did Dr. Dre buy bling for his dogs?
Oh, yeah.
So it wouldn't be a bad thing.
Picture it.
Yeah, it wouldn't be bad to be a Dr. Dre's dog, would it?
That would be a pretty good job if you could land it. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, for sure. So what kind of other dog did he have?
He had a big dog, a big Great Dane.
Like I picture him having a Great Dane or a Rottweiler or a Mastiff or a Pit.
Yeah. He had one of those typical kind of dogs that you would imagine as a guard dog, a Great Dane mix named Sire. And he was actually trained as a guard dog and an attack dog. And I think what happened was one day I went and that dog was just gone. They had sent it to live with a retired police officer out in the desert somewhere. I don't think the family liked or felt comfortable having the big dog in the house with them, and they just went with the little dog.
You know, sometimes the bigger dogs are the sweeter. I had a Pit boxer mix, Jasmine, and she never bit anybody. But if somebody came in and they started to shake my hand too quickly, she would let them know that she was my protector, and they would take a step back or two because, you know, she her bark was worse than her bite because, like I said, she didn't bite people. I think I only in 12 years, I think I only saw Jasmine snap one time. And that was because Jasmine had a lot deeper bark than that. But I remember Jasmine just kind of coming at, because it's kind of like, all right, nope, you moved too quickly toward my daddy.
Oh, yeah, they're very intimidating. Dogs are very intimidating, and they know as soon as you see them and you feel that fear, they know it as soon as you know it, that you're scared of them. So you need to sit down.
Yeah. Well, and if you moved, she thought she was a lap dog. She weighed 70 some odd pounds. And she would get up and she thought she was a lap dog. And she would sit in my lap.
They all do. It doesn't matter how big they are. They all think they can crawl in your lap. I had board dogs at my house. I had a dog here, 110 pounds, a big shepherd, and he got right up on my lap and blocked my whole view of the TV. And I said, "Excuse me, you should get off my lap now. I can't see a thing but your head."
So who else have you sat for?
A couple big ones. So Paula Abdul, Paula Poundstone, Jim Carrey, Gabrielle Union. Just throughout the years, I've been doing it over 15 years, and I live in L.A. So it's just everyone gets a celebrity now and then, and you're like, oh, I got a celebrity, and you're like, oh, good for you.
How about Paris Hilton? Like Paris Hilton and that
Paris
little
Hilton,
rat-like thing that she had in her purse all the time.
I don't have too many people who treat their dogs like they're, purse accessories, thank goodness.
Yeah, that struck me as weird.
But not too many. I mean, most of the dogs I cared for were the happy-go-lucky, very active dogs, and that's a big focus for a lot of the owners out here is they want their dogs to be active. They don't want their dogs to get obese. They don't want their dogs to be inactive. So we do a lot of day hiking. We do a lot of one-on-one walking and some basic obedience training. We don't have a lot of those purse dogs.
How many antidepressants did you have to feed to Paula Poundstone's dog every day?
Are any of the dogs Scientologists?
Yeah. Hey, what about this? Are any of the female dogs offended that male dogs win more show titles?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think they're just happy to be in the show.
Were there any female dogs that identified as male dogs, like Lassie or anything like that?
No, but I'll tell you something. I tell you something. Out of all the breeds that I've interacted with, the worst experience I've ever had is with the Wheaten Terrier. And I had a dog that was a Wheaten Terrier. His name was Bob. It stood for Best of Breed. People had actually bought him from a breeder, and he was a pedigree dog. And the first day I met him, he bit me. And ever since then, I've always thought like a little less about Wheaten Terriers, because two times I've been bitten, both times by Wheaten Terrier.
Poodles usually bite. Chihuahuas will bite. You hear about pit bull attacks all the time, and you hear about these big dogs. And I mean, because it's not as glamorous on the news. No offense, Aaron, but it's not as glamorous to say a toy poodle.
Well, also nobody will admit that they actually got bit by a poodle.
Bit by a toy poodle.
I think people don't want to report little dogs biting them because they're like, well, who wants your little dog but you? So what?
Yeah, little dog.
Tell me about the Rottweiler.
And I find some of the sweetest dogs to be pit bulls, and they've got the worst reputation. And it's to me there are no bad dogs, only bad owners.
But how do I go on TV and talk seriously without laughing about somebody who suffered a fatal ankle bite
from a Chihuahua or a poodle?
How do I do that?
Well, that's a good point. I wouldn't air the story, basically. So Laura,
another fatal ankle biting.
Laura, now you've written books, and we were going to give your book away this week, but I never got the shipment from the publisher, and so hopefully I'll get those and we'll be able to give them away. But you actually tell stories about the different celebrities and the dogs that you've sat for, right?
Absolutely, yes. Just how much I basically really loved the dog and what sort of crazy instructions the celebrity or the owner has for the dog and what they think in their mind their dog needs to have a happy life.
I'm not famous, I'm not a celebrity, and I'm not rich, but I've got two adorable Cocker Spaniels that if you want to take a vacation in Oklahoma, I would love for you to sit with them and take good care of them, and I'll bring you back a big surprise from my vacation.
Okay, that sounds like a
deal. David Slane is here.
Well,
you got a question?
Well, I'm a liberal, so you know how liberals are with animals. But what Laura needs to do, though...
Are you good with animals or bad with animals?
We don't have them anymore. My wife had a Bernese Mountain Dog, beautiful dog.
Now the Obamas had two beautiful dogs.
Absolutely, and we liberals like dogs. It's typically you right-wingers that, But anyways... but Laura, what I was going to...
I've had a bunch of dogs.
What I was going to say, Laura, is you need to use this as an opportunity to say, well, since you don't have the shipment on, then when you do get the shipment, then I'll come back on a second time and promote my books a second time, so you can get a double bang on this thing.
Well, you took the words out of my mouth.
There you go.
Send more books right now. That's awesome.
Laura, you can come anytime you want to because everybody loves their pets, and we want to talk more about pets. Fridays we try to keep it light. And sometimes we succeed.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
And like today, sometimes we don't succeed because
because you got terrible guests on Friday.
No, I got great
right-wing job.
I got great
guests. I'm sorry,
guests.
but you got Laura now.
I got great
good.
guests on.
She's brought us back to singing Kumbaya.
We're talking about dogs, and dogs don't care about political party.
You said care.
And this is the beginning of the Chinese New Year of the dog.
That's right.
Well, yeah, but Laura, the problem is that when it's the year of the dog, they're talking about the menu.
Oh, don't say that. I knew that was coming.
Stop. Oh, that's awful.
Oh, Larry. That's in the punch bowl now.
Wow. Well, remember, last year was the year of the monkey, I think, so...
So, do you have did you put in the book your least favorite celebrity and dog? You did not?
Can you tell us now?
I did not. But I'll tell you something. Notoriously, people that are singers, famous in a band, and they're in a band, and they won Grammys, and, they're all over the top Billboard, top 10 or whatever. They're notoriously, I'm trying to think of a polite word to say cheap.
So they're terrible dog owners.
Oh, very, very cheap. Well, I don't know if they're terrible dog owners. They just, they don't want to pay for a service that they think they should get for free because they're quasi-famous.
Well, because I'm so-and-so, I should have I should get it for free.
Do you know who I am?
Yeah. So you're telling us
exactly.
that
or
Brad...
it's your privilege to walk my dog. It's your honor. Do you really want to get paid for it? Yeah.
Yeah. No, absolutely. So Laura, I want to get your book and read it, and then have you back on so we can talk about it, because I'm fascinated by dogs, and people love to talk about dogs, and so what? I want to ask you though. That beautiful dog, and I can never pronounce the name, but that just won the dog show.
Bichon Frise?
Yeah, that was the...
How do you know that?
I know everything.
That was the most...
reporter.
Man, that's weird.
What an amazing... Did you see the dog, Laura? I'm sure you did.
I saw a clip of it, yeah. Beautiful.
And my groomer yesterday told me you don't want one of those because you have to use cornstarch in their hair, and you have to pick the hair out, to make it fluffy.
You have no idea what the grooming process is like when you are putting one of those dogs in the show. Your dog is tweezed, fluffed, and buffed, nose to toes, head to tail for hours before they even step in the ring. I mean, they're sprayed with coconut oil so they're shiny. They're washed. They're conditioned. They're painted. They're tweezed. I mean, it's like getting ready for the Oscars.
Laura, that's just like the 3 hours of show prep that Todd does every morning. He's got 4 or 5 people that do for him every day.
Shined and bathed and washed and fluffed.
Only in coconut spring water.
And he uses that corn oil or whatever it is on his hair. Yeah, on his hair.
Yeah, little hair I've got.
There you go.
Hey, Laura, really appreciate it. The pets and the name of your book. Tell people the name of your book.
It's The Pet Sitter's Tale, and it's available on Amazon or at thepetsitterstale.com.
And we want to have you back, and hopefully, I'm guessing the books because the mail's been kind of crazy lately, so hopefully we'll get those books and can give them away and then have you back.
I love that. I'll look forward to it. Thank you so much for having me on.
Me too, Laura. Have a great weekend.
You too. Enjoy yourselves. I'll talk again soon to you.
Sounds great. Appreciate it. Laura, she's the pet sitter for the famous people. Dre had bling for his dog. Isn't that cool?
And it's amazing to find out that Jennifer Aniston was such a cheapskate. No wonder she's going to get divorced.
Everything. But again, not to dwell, but how did you know that whole dog show thing?
I know
man?
dog shows.
Bichon Frise. What is it?
Bichon Frise.
Dude, that's weird.
They dog show downtown. Weird. It's the same thing. They've got a regional thing and feed into the national
group. If we don't take a break,
great.
Frosty's going to go Bichon Frise crazy. We're back right after this.